test one stair before we go with our...
Ooh.
That's why we need to do the stairs.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
What we're getting.
In our feet from the staircase. Okay, so
that was like in the bone.
That was where you were sanding.
That's a massive sliver.
Okay. We sanded this first stair. I want to wipe it down, let it dry for a minute so that it's not wet at all, and then rub a little bit of the stain on it that we plan to use for the staircase, and hope that it looks the way we want. If not, we go to plan B, but I don't really have a plan B. I just want to try it out, but I'm going to be really careful. This will also let us see where we missed sanding some important parts, just in case, since there's so much dust on it, it's hard to see it. I want to cut myself, make sure we didn't miss any hooked spots. Such old sawdust. So this is water damage from previous owners here on the step. I don't want to strip these down to nothing because we're getting into a huge, even bigger project that way. I just want to make them safer, but I think I'm going to do a little more at the front here. Still don't want to feel smooth, but 1930s painter's tape. I decided to use the provincial stain that I love and we use for lots of other projects around the house. It actually matches the hardwood that's on our main floor and really matches our kitchen cupboard. So I think this is just a nice color to have on the way up. Didn't want it grayscale since upstairs is kind of just the boys' area. So I'm gonna try a little test spot here and see what happens.
I think that looks really good. It matches.
Yeah, and if we have to do a second little run over, we can. I don't want to saturate it too much. And I'm not looking for perfection on any of the old stains. Like, I'm okay with some of them. I just don't want it to be splintery.
I think a nice clear coat at the end is really gonna make it so you're not gonna have any of that splinters anymore. It'll just seal it.
Yeah, and I sanded it really well now. I just really want to know what one stair is gonna kind of look like here. I'm gonna really wipe it off.
You don't think it looks good?
No. You don't always have to be supportive. It looks really bad. The color of the stain that I wanted to use doesn't look the way that I want it to on the stair. It doesn't show the same color as when I stain it on other things.
I think there's
it's gone
just
really
so much water damage.
Yeah, it's super spotty and I really don't want to strip these down with a palm sander, dust up the whole house. I just want this to be like a really nice makeover. I don't want this to be a 12-week makeover.
Yeah.
And I know stripping even just tabletops, that doing this whole staircase will be a nightmare.
Yes.
And I know what I want to do on the back, and this is gonna take away from all of it. It's gonna look terrible. I've decided on a plan B. Do you want to help me keep sanding the stairs and we'll fill them in as we go?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sorry, but
Don't
things
be
don't always
sorry.
work out the way you want them to. And this is one of the things when you renovate an old house and you want to do things on a budget, that sometimes using supplies you have at home and the materials that are already existing in the house don't operate the way you want them to. Like, for example, this stain does not look the right color on this wood. I have no idea what kind of wood this is. So if we actually were to strip it all down and take the time and then put the stain on, it could still look like the wrong color and we could be kind of back to square one. So I'd rather play it a little bit safe, use supplies I already have without having to buy anything else, and just make these look good with my design. I think with the texture I'm gonna add, with the wood quilts and the shiplap, my plan B is gonna look really gorgeous.
Let's see it.
Okay, I got another bag.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna get rid of the stain since we're not gonna use it. We will use it for another project.
Beautiful stain.
It's gorgeous. It's my favorite color stain. I use it for all of my wood sign frames and other furniture stuff that we've restored before, and the color just doesn't look the same on here.
This isn't the stain's fault.
This is not the stain's fault or the product's fault. This is
Yeah.
the junky stair fault.
This is the, yeah.
Okay, so don't worry about this, but don't step on this too much because you might attract stain with your feet. Your footprints all over everything. So pick a block, Phil.
I'm used to give all I have. Wherever I go, it's the same. There's no excuses, no one to blame. Sometimes I can understand how it can be.
I'll worry about the railings after because we have to take them down to be able to do the shiplap anyways, and then I can decide what I'm gonna do with those. Deciding as I go today. I guess the kids are sleeping downstairs tonight.
You have little footsteps.
Little
everywhere.
footsteps. Thank goodness I bought a new broom. Used it like 6 times today. ready to see my fashion trend for 2021 home renovations. So I painted a third coat on the stairs white, and before I actually put the clear coat and everything on, I still have a lot more work to do on the back of the stairs and painting more up in this whole area, and I don't want to leave any footprints on this nicely freshly painted white surface, and so I'm going to create a new trend, so follow me if you think it's great. And I'm going to tie these bags on my feet so that when I step on the stairs and paint this, I'm not going to get any stickies on my flooring. I want to take this railing off, and then I'm going to tape up this whole area so that I can paint this wall a color. I think just adding a little bit of color to this kitchen space, since everything's really white, will really make it look really nice. And then we're going to start adding the shiplap up to that next landing once we get a little bit more of the paint rolled. You want to take this off and I'll start taping? So today I went to McNaughton's Home Hardware and I got 2 different colors of paint to put on this wall. I did a little vote on Instagram, and then I narrowed it down to the 2 most voted for. And then I did a little trick where I showed each of the boys and Philip the colors of the 2 paints and then had them pick which one they liked the most. And it was a unanimous vote. They had no idea what each other voted for, and all of us picked the same color. So that made it super easy. So if you voted on Instagram, thank you for your help. And so nice to know that we're all on the same page. YouTube family and my family. It was so funny how many people voted for the same thing.
Is this what we have to wear now to go upstairs?
Just to like clear coat it. I don't want anything stuck to it.
Elysia has advised me again to do the hard tasks.
The outlet cover, such a hard job, Phil. I think there's some wallpaper somewhere you need to take off. I'm excited to get some color on this wall.
Yeah, I'm excited to bring some color in. We awfully paint a lot white, and I like white because a lot of our pieces that we own are kind of what we want to be the accent in the room.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to just have an accent wall for once.
And we have some blue things kind of trailing into the kitchen a little bit.
We do. It'll be
And
really
then-
nice. And then it kind of flows up with the nautical theme upstairs for the boys.
Mhm.
It'll be really nice. And I love the color that we picked, and it's kind of like we all picked the color and our YouTube family picked the color. So, you know, it can't be wrong. It's
Can't be
gotta
wrong.
right.
I have all of the taping done over here for where I'm going to paint this color. And Philip and I have the task of creating the shiplap and the wood quilts for the stairs next, but I want to get at least 1 coat on this. I like to have things drying while I'm working on something else. It speeds up the project a little. Excited to show you. This is called Water Ski by Beauty Tone. And it is a gorgeous blue, if I can get into it. It will dry a little darker, so I'm excited to see once we get that second coat on.
Said you needed a break and left with no heads up.
I don't want to get any on the stairs.
We can paint.
We can paint 6 more coats.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna edge it. I was just excited to get some of the blue on the wall. Alright, now that you see the color, I'm gonna backtrack and do my edging. Really?
Yeah.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know.
I was sneaking and working.
Looks
Flat
really
sneak.
good.
I'm using 4x8 sheets of flooring underlayment. They're about a 1/4 inch thick, super inexpensive. It's $18.99 at the store that I go to at McNaughton's to pick up a sheet of this. And I'm probably gonna use 2 sheets to do this wall, which means I can shiplap an entire wall for $40. Pretty incredible. The fact that you can use this underlayment, and when you paint it, it looks amazing. We've done this on projects before. If you remember when we did the camper, we did it in there. Philip and I have done a shiplap wall before doing this, and it was outstanding. So I'm really excited to get some color on this and know that it'll be all painted. But what I wanna do first is piece this in. So I have my next couple cuts ready here. I already did all of my tough cuts, so the next part should be really easy. But when you are installing shiplap to a wall, most times you're not going up a stairwell like me, and you won't have to have all those tricky quirky cuts. Usually you're just using a miter saw, but I actually did my angles using my scroll saw, and then I did my long cuts with the table saw, and then my straight cuts with my miter saw. So we had all this, the whole lineup out for this job. And I'm just leaving a tiny bit of space in between each one so that I get that dimension when I roll paint on it. Obviously leveling as I go, so my lines are straight, not wonky. No wonky shiplap. Next piece. So that piece was shorter, and so because I don't want all of my transitions to be at the same spot, I'm making sure to stagger them, which is going to also give it a bit of character. But there, you could also just do straight strips all the way across if you wanted to for a really clean look, which I love as well. But because I had this angle here, I just thought this was the best way to be able to do it for this stairwell. And then to get this section, I just measure to the end wall there. And I will be doing a seam of caulking all the way around where there's any connections to the wall at the end to give it a finished look. But we have lots of work to do before that point. So I just did a 1x4x10 to make this ledge. So I'm gonna back up so you can actually see it. Super easy. I just put a little bit of wood glue and Brad nailed it in spot. Okay, so from down here, because it's not painted yet and we have the shiplap all done, definitely doesn't look finished. That's gonna have some photo frames ledged on it, and then we're gonna paint the shiplap. Right now, Philip and I are going to do flooring on this landing before we get painting everything else. Hey Phil, are you floored with this renovation?
Oh my gosh.
It's far too late for puns, isn't it? It's never too late for puns.
Oh, I just wish I had one to come back, but I don't.
So we're going to use the flooring that we did in the boys' rooms and just finish right here at the top of the staircase where we kind of branched off to do the bathroom. So we just have two sort of end cap pieces fully on that spot. And then coming down the stairs here, we have the landing to do. So because we ended up painting the stairs white, I am going to put the gray flooring here because we were going to stain them. That was going to probably not look very good considering many of our comments were, don't put that double two-tone. Don't worry, I had plans for a backup. I think it's gonna look really nice. So we're gonna work on the flooring.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if will ever figure out where the road goes.
That floor looks so good. I'm so glad we did the landing.
Looks amazing.
From here, it's gorgeous. We have gotten so much done today. I'm so proud.
Huge progress. And the thing that I love about progress is even though it always looks so much worse before it gets better, like we can really see it coming to life now. I'm having my vision in my head, and then I always say to Philip, this is what I want to do, and he's like, go for it. Because I'm like, what, do you want to do this way or that way? And he's like, just do it. Sometimes as it starts to come into shape, I'm like, see, this is what I wanted it to look like. I'm happy the ledge looks the way I wanted to. The shiplap is just getting its first coat of a primer on it. The stairs will still get one more coat all the way down before I do the hardest part we haven't even got to yet, which is doing the wood quilts on the back of each of the steps. So that we're gonna work on tomorrow because we're gonna try to do a couple coats of this white tonight before bed. And then obviously we have to paint all the other walls that are surrounding this area, but I wanna get at least everything primed before we get going. I love the blue.
I love the blue.
We'll have to make sure we show them the blue here before we finish off the video.
Yeah.
I'm loving the blue. It's called Water Ski. It's a beauty tone color. I showed on my Instagram 5 or 6 colors and I was like, what colors do you guys like most? You guys voted. We actually all picked the same color and it looks amazing. So I'm really thrilled with that and I can't wait to see it when all the white fresh with the wood quilt and the shiplap and get some picture ledges on picture frames on the ledge and everything. Do all the details. I'm really excited. So stay tuned if you're enjoying this series. Make sure to hit the like button, show some support, let us know what you think of the project so far. Yeah, we will see you guys on an update tomorrow because we're gonna keep working and get this project done because we start our gym in just a couple of days. So Stay tuned, hit subscribe, we love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. So I wanted to show you where we're currently at as we end this video. So this is the blue. It is nighttime here, so hopefully you can see the color well. Staircase is all white. It will have the wood quilts at the back. Haven't done anything with the railing or the banisters yet. We have the gray flooring on the landing. It just needs the transition strip. And then I've started my first coats on the shiplap here. And then my ledge is installed and painted at the top. So this is sort of a strange angle, but I want to show you without kind of going up and down my way stairs here, what it's going to look like. And I'm contemplating painting that wall that's right where the window is, same blue as here to transition it. So let me know what you think. But so far, staircase.